Welcome to the YouTube channel of Anand Super 100. In this initiative, we have brought a series of daily current affairs that are crucial for all the competitive exams. Have a look on today's headlines. National Waterway 2 first container cargo movement on Brahmaputra. NMML Society restructured. India opts out of RCEP agreement. Paris Climate Agreement, US formally withdraws. NASA's Voyage 2 reaches interstellar space. China approves seaweed-based Alzheimer drug. Dastik 2019 commenced. DRDO's Igniter Complex at HEMRL Pune inaugurated. BAFTA Scotland Awards 2019. Hamilton wins 6th world title. Let's discuss news in detail. Let's have a look on the national news. National Waterway 2 first container cargo movement on Brahmaputra River. India's first container cargo consignment was recently flagged off by Ministry of Shipping to sail on waterways from Haldia Dock Complex, National Waterway 1 to Pandu, Guwahati, National Waterway 2. The 12 to 15 days sea voyage will be an integrated movement through National Waterway 1, Ganga River, National Waterway 97, Sundarbans, India-Bangladesh Protocol route and National Waterway 2, Brahmaputra River. What are the benefits for National Waterway 2 voyage? It is the first container cargo movement on this inland water transport route. This 1425 km long movement is expected to establish technical and commercial feasibility of IWT mode using these diverse waterways. The purpose of this latest cargo movement is to promote the industrial development of the Northeast region by opening an alternative route for the transportation of raw materials and goods. On the other hand, NMML Society restructured. The Ministry of Culture has restructured the Nehru Memorial Museum and Library Society. Congress leaders Mallikarjun Kharge, Jairam Ramesh and Karan Singh have been removed from the society. However, it includes TV journalist Rajat Sharma, lyricist Prasoon Joshi and Rajya Sabha member Swapna Das Gupta among others. PM Narendra Modi is the new chairman of the society. Nehru Memorial Museum and Library Society have been reorganized under Rule 3 of Memorandum of Association and Rules and Regulation of NMML Society. New members have been added for a tenure of 5 years. Now let's move towards India and the world. India opts out of RCEP agreement. India decided to not join the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership after it failed to address India's key concerns. Prime Minister Narendra Modi made the announcement while speaking at the 2019 RCEP Summit in Bangkok on November 4, 2019. India has been proactively, constructively and meaningfully engaged in the RCEP negotiations since inception. However, during the 7 years of RCEP negotiations, many things including global economic and trade scenarios have changed. India cannot overlook these changes and added that the present RCEP agreement doesn't properly reflect RCEP's basic spirit. PM highlighted that signing the RCEP agreement would have a negative impact on the lives and livelihood of all Indians, especially the weaker sections of the society. Let's discuss why did India opt out of RCEP. India was looking for more protection of its domestic industry and agricultural sector from the surge of imports under the deal, especially from China. Since the deal could not offer any such specific protection, India decided to not join it to protect the national interest, protect the poor and stop unfair imports. The decision came as the opposition dragged up pressure on the government to pull out of RCEP. The main point to be noted here is that what is RCEP? The Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership is a proposed free trade agreement between ASEAN nations and its FTA partners. The negotiations for the RCEP agreement were formally launched in November 2012 at the ASEAN Summit in Cambodia. Now move towards international news. Paris Climate Agreement, US formally withdraws. The United States formally informed the United Nations about its intention to withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement on November 4, 2019. The formal notification has initiated a year-long withdrawal process of the US from the Global Climate Agreement. The United States will properly exit the climate deal a day after the US presidential elections 2020. Let's have a look on the facts about Paris Climate Agreement. Paris Climate Accord is an agreement within the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change that deals with greenhouse gas emissions, mitigation, adaptation and finance starting in the year 2020. The United States was one of 195 nations that had agreed to the accord in December 2015. 195 UNFCCC members have signed the agreement, 148 of which have ratified it. Under the pact, countries, both rich and poor, agreed to reduce emissions of greenhouse gases generated by burning fossil fuels, a major cause of global warming. What are the main objectives of the agreement? To limit the global average temperature to well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, to limit the temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels so that it will be possible to reduce the risk and impacts of climate change. To take action to conserve and enhance as appropriate sinks and reservoirs of greenhouse gases, including forests. Let's move towards science and technology. NASA's Voyage 2 reaches interstellar space. NASA, or the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, has added another feather in its cap as its Voyage 2 spacecraft has reached interstellar space. NASA's Voyage 2 has become the second spacecraft which has reached outside the periphery of the solar system. It has completed a long journey of over 4 decades to reach here. Earlier, only Voyager 1 of NASA reached near interstellar space. It must be noted that Voyager 2 was launched on August 20, 1977. Have a look on health issues. China approves seaweed-based Alzheimer drug. Authorities in China have approved a drug for the treatment of Alzheimer's disease, the first new medicine with the potential to treat the cognitive disorder in 17 years. The seaweed-based drug called oligomanate can be used for the treatment of mild to moderate Alzheimer's. The approval is conditional, however, meaning that while it can go on sale during additional clinical trials, it will be strictly monitored and could be withdrawn should any safety issues arise. Alzheimer's disease, which starts with memory loss and escalates to severe brain damage, is believed to cause 60 to 70% of the cases of dementia reported worldwide. According to the World Health Organization, dementia affects an estimated 50 million people worldwide, including 9.5 million people in mainland China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. Named after Alois Alzheimer, the neuropathologist who discovered the disease in 1906, it has so far confounded researchers and pharmaceuticals companies. Now we will move towards defense news. Dust Lake 2019 commenced. The first ever India-Uzbekistan joint exercise, Dust Lake 2019, took off at Tashkent in Uzbekistan recently. The 10-day drill starting November 4 to 19 is being conducted at Chirkek training area near Tashkent, where the armies from both countries train alongside each other. And it will also share best practices and experiences between the armed forces of the two countries, which will lead to greater operational effectiveness. The next edition of Exercise Dust Lake will be conducted in India in 2020. Have a look on the awards and honors. BAFTA Scotland Awards 2019. A documentary on Real Kashmir FC has bagged the prestigious British Academy of Film and Television Awards BAFTA Scotland Awards 2019 in Glasgow, Scotland. The documentary narrates the journey of former Rangers ace David Robertson as the coach of Real Kashmir FC, which in its first season finished third in the First League, which is currently India's second-tier football league. At the last, we'll talk about the sports news. Hamilton wins 6th world title. Lewis Hamilton clinched world title in an eventful United States Grand Prix. It was his 6th title, leaving him one adrift of Michael Schumacher on 7. Now we will talk about the important objective type questions. The question number 1 is, which of the following ministry recently released the Wastelands Atlas 2019? Option A, Ministry of Rural Development. Option B, Ministry of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation. Option C, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Option D, Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. The correct answer is option A, Ministry of Rural Development. Union Ministry of Rural Development recently released the Wastelands Atlas 2019 on the basis of the new wastelands mapping exercise carried out by NRSC through Indian remote sensing satellite data. The atlas was published by the Department of Land Resources in collaboration with National Remote Sensing Center, Department of Space. Our next question is, when is the World Tsunami Awareness Day observed every year? Option A, 4th November. Option B, 5th November. Option C, 25th December. Or option D, 26th December. And the correct answer is option B, 5th November. The World Tsunami Awareness Day is celebrated every year on November 5, 2019 across the world. The day was proclaimed in the year 2015 and it aims to raise awareness about tsunami among people living in low-lying areas. Now come to the next question. Which of the following nations recently in November 2019 notified the UN about its withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement? Option A, UK. Option B, USA. Option C, North Korea. Or option D, Sudan. The correct answer is, you all know about that, option B, USA. The US formally notified the United Nations about its withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement, citing unfair economic burden on the country. Let's come to the next question. Which country has approved the sale of a homegrown drug that is expected to cure Alzheimer's? Option A, Norway. Option B, Sweden. Option C, Japan. Or option D, China. The correct answer is option D, China. China's National Medical Products Administration has approved the market launch of the drug GV971, which is reported to cure Alzheimer's. Let's have a look on the last question. International Conference on Soil and Water Resource Management has been recently organized at which of the following places? Option A, Mumbai. Option B, New Delhi. Option C, Chennai. Or option D, Kolkata. And the correct answer is option B, New Delhi. This conference was held recently in New Delhi. The conference was organized jointly by the Soil Conservation Society of India in association with World Association of Soil and Water Conservation, China, and International Soil Conservation Organization ISCO, USA, with the objective to deliberate upon the various issues and challenges of the soil and water conservation. Thank you so much for watching. We will continue the series in the next episode. Keep on learning.